I don't know. Does everybody know that that's the first video that was played on MTV as well in 1981? I wonder if
They
people
should
know
know.
that. Good
I know.
morning. Good morning. Of course we
Good
know. Of course
morning.
we know. We
Because
know
we were like,
everything that actually doesn't matter in the world. We know
we
all of
know
those
all
things.
that. Yeah, when's trivia night? Trivia night at work.
Let me tell you, we need that. That's what we have to do. We need to do like some quizzo night while we're at a conference next because we'll crush everyone.
That could be it. We should have karaoke night because we do all the songs. Karaoke
Karaoke
dance
and
party and
quizzo or
quizzo.
whatever it is. Yeah.
You could call it quizzo.
Isn't that
Or,
what it's called? We used to get these, somebody here has to help me. Isn't that what it was? We used to get like these little either some of them were fancy and had iPads, or some just had pencils and paper, and you like had to put in the answers for this stuff, and you only won beer or beer glasses. It's not like you won a lot of money.
can we play Plinko? Can we have a live Plinko?
Plinko. Let's get that sponsored. 25,000 from some tech vendor, and we're going to do a live Plinko somewhere. Oh my
I love
gosh, that would
Plinko.
be so fun.
I don't know. For us, I think it'd be fun. I don't know if it'd be fun for everybody else.
I mean, it's honestly, that's all that matters, right? If it's fun for us, that's really what it's all about. Ooh, you put the lipstick on and it's like a
I know,
different person, totally
right?
different person. That's crazy. I had a friend whose mom would tell her all the time, as long as you leave the house with lipstick on, you're fine. You have to have lipstick on.
And I usually like to wear red lipstick. And there's a whole like thing that was going on in Austin, and it's called like Let Girls Don't Wear Red Lipstick. And it's like this whole thing of all these different people wearing lipstick in different scenes and photography. It's really cool.
Does the red lip, I mean, I'm asking this, like, does it mean
I don't
something?
know. I was like, I don't know. I think it does probably somewhere. Um, my mom always wore a red lip and was always known for her red lip. So I was like, okay, then I just always am doing the red lip. But it was
And
cute.
is it is it like a power thing, do you think, when you wear the red
I
lip?
don't know. I think a lot of times, I think for it just goes well with dark skin and it looks really like bright and like lighter skin. So maybe that's why, because it doesn't stand out. It just blends. I don't know.
Well, I don't think I only have these, I steal all these things from conferences, and this is all I use for like
Your chapstick,
my chapstick. I don't do the like
chappy.
the toned chapstick. They have those ones that are like beeswax that have like a red tint to it. No, no. I did that once because I used Kathy's and didn't realize it, and I was like, ooh, no, no. I painted on my lips. No, no, no.
Yeah, like the beeswax one that's just a little tinted. Does it freak you
Little
out?
tinted, and I was like, I like looked in the mirror for something. And I'm like, what?
By the way, did you watch the Wendy Williams Lifetime movie special?
I'm so glad you're bringing this up. I didn't, and I'm feel some sort of way about it. Like, was it like I've read some things where people are like they
Horrible.
felt that they took advantage of her by making that.
I felt like I was completely not supposed to watch that. Like, like you felt like you opened the
Really,
door and you should be closing it. It was horrible.
I
And
watched a
of course,
couple of clips.
before it was, they didn't know that she had dementia, but even during the thing, her son implied that it was alcohol induced dementia. It was just really sad. And the thing is, it's like a lot of people that go through this, everybody's sad and they're looking at this, but this, what was made it sadder is that back in the day, like back before Instagram and all of the social media, they felt like she was just really gossipy, right? And
Yeah.
so people are like, oh, this is just karma.
First of all, you don't say that to some
That's horrible.
horrible, horrible, and the whole karma thing. Don't even get me started because we hear you and I both hear people in positions of leadership that even talk about that, and I'm like, look, y'all, it's so easy to like stab people with the karma perspective. If you really believe that, there's a lot coming back at you. There's a
Yeah,
lot
there is.
done. But I saw clips of that Wendy Williams special, and she didn't look healthy. I can't understand how anyone would like justifiably think, let's film her and broadcast this. Because I don't really even, it didn't seem to me that she even had a sense of where she was, what was happening?
He didn't. And the other thing is that like she has Graves' disease, which is a
I've
thyroid
heard of
eye
that.
disease, which
Oh,
causes your eyes to bulge. But if you
bulge.
they never put the clip like she has thyroid eye disease or she has Graves' disease, which causes her eyes to bulge. So you just thought she was just doing that. So it made her look like there was something else going on
Yeah.
cognitively, like people, but they never said that enough. And I didn't know that she had problems with alcohol, and I don't know what that means. I haven't had anybody close to that, but it made me really, really sad. I just feel like there's so many things that there are choices that we make to like kill ourselves like every day, and it just not knowing. And her whole life has been pretty tragic.
Now, did you watch her when she was on? I did not. So was that a show that you would watch or no?
Not on a regular basis. I mean, it was on during work, but I mean, it was something that I would catch sometimes. I'm like, a People magazine reader, so I
Well,
don't
I
ever
know,
watch the Wendy Williams show,
but
but
but it's not
people
like
loved her.
people loved her, and she caused a lot of angst with some people because I know that she had words with quite a few celebrities as a result. I mean, my favorite is that Whitney Houston one. I like wet myself every time I see it. When she did that radio one with her, did you ever see that? And she was
Uh-huh.
asking if she was on drugs, and Whitney was like, "Who are you talking to? Me? You're
Right.
not talking to me."
Yeah. All right. Classic.
It was
Classic.
she like goes off on Wendy Williams. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Good morning, friends. Good morning. We didn't even talk about
Oh,
hello, human. I've got my work human cup. I will be
I
at
have
work
my
human
old Seek
in
Out cup.
April. Ooh, look at that seek out. Oh, that's a nice one. I have that one. Don't I have that one? I gotta look. I can't remember. But I will be, it's official. I will be at work human
Are you excited?
mid-April, 16th to the 18th or 15th to the 18th of April, whatever the conference dates are. I'll be in Austin. So Austin,
Just down the street.
down the street. So Jackie may not be at work human, but she will be at one of the
At work
after
human.
hour events for sure. So look for us there.
I'll be down the street.
So we talked last week though about, and we're going to talk about the tech hype for sure today. But I want to ask you, in a week, right? You had mentioned the fact that when we were talking about talent acquisition, that you're recruiting for a particular position pretty actively, and you've been sharing it on all the socials and all that stuff. And after talking about it last week, was there a difference over this past week in terms of activity?
There was some, but still the same in my DMs. The exact same. And some people get it and some people just don't. They're just not. It's just hard unlearning. I was surprised.
You would think they'd watch this, right? To say, well, what
Or
does Jackie
something.
think, right? Since it's the person that is hiring for this role, but I guess not. Nobody cares what we're saying. Is that what the
No.
answer is?
That's basically so it's just a normal Thursday.
Wait, you have a sweater on. I'm just realizing that. What's the
Yeah.
temperature there?
2 days ago it was 90 degrees. Today
Right.
it's like what, 50? I think the high is like 50 today, something.
You're going to get
Yeah, it's
pneumonia.
45 right now, and the high is 54.
And 2 days ago, it was seriously almost 90.
degrees. I had the air on. It
And
was
so now
93.
you have pneumonia or something, correct?
Fully. Right.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's a
Get a
40-degree
cold from the
swing.
in and out.
How are you
I
not
mean,
going to get sick?
and then it'll be 80, and then it'll be 80 again by Saturday.
I'm telling you, just move here. Just the house next door is up for sale. Move here.
I've done my stint in Florida. I'm done.
It's
I'm done.
beautiful. I live in paradise. It's 75 and sunny. It's just horrible here.
That's because inland it's actual hell there. You have to stay out on the ocean.
I get a beaut that, oh my gosh, the ocean breeze has been lovely the past week. Just lovely, y'all. Come on. Everybody come join me. Oh, Brian Fink is here. Fink, come buy the house next door to me. How fun would it be having
Look,
Fink next
Felicia,
door?
one of my local besties was like, no, she can't move. I'm stuck here.
Felicia,
in
mind your
Waco.
business. Mind your business. Good morning,
Felicia's my
everyone.
girl. Felicia's gonna get Brooklyn and get after you. Get after you. Brooklyn, listen,
Why
Brooklyn
do you
is my
still have
sister's
this
dog.
dog? Come on.
Full gangster. My sister has been staying with me with that dog. Last week I was like, you and that dog gotta go.
Got to go. Go. Out.
It is so funny. So she's been trying to get Brooklyn to not bark and runs. It is so hilarious. She like runs and chases Brooklyn with like a can with like pennies in it, yelling Brooklyn. It's like Brooklyn barking and then my sister yelling, shaking a can, and I'm like,
film it. You're going to get 1 million views.
all y'all gotta go.
Film it.
All y'all gotta go.
First of all, I'd be like, this is still noise. We're trying to stop the dog from barking, but you're chasing with a can of pennies. I'm not sure.
And what's the dog barking at? Usually like the neighbor like weed whacking. So it's just a symphony.
Oh, or the leaf blower. Every time I feel like we do Buffers Coffee, there's a leaf blower in the background somewhere.
That's right.
Why? What is happening in that town that everything outside
apparently there's lots of leaves because of the weather, because it thinks it's spring and then they lose and then all the trees.
Oh, it's fall. Let me drop all the leaves.
They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what. Yeah, the trees are like, I don't know. Do we keep some? Do we get rid of them? I don't know what to do.
Rachel is 100% on point. 100% on point. People
with the TikTok videos.
Yes. You know, I can't share any of these comments because this thing hates me. You are the only one who can share. Restream hates my guts. Welcome. Yeah, TikTok loves animal videos. 1000%. By the way, I really like Rachel that we can see Rachel. This makes me so happy.
Rachel Couples, I know, and that headshot is gorgeous.
Yes,
it's just
Rachel,
simply gorgeous.
LinkedIn user to now Rachel Couples in all the fierceness in that shot. I love that. It's really good. Right. Really good.
Now, look, David did ask how many pairs of glasses. I have 13 pairs of glasses.
I don't. And I may not be buying from Zlul anymore. This pair of glasses that I'm wearing right now, it arrived askew. And I have been to Lens Crafters twice to get them to straighten it out.
Well, listen, that is not the way this goes down. You just buy the glasses and move on. You just keep going. You have to put the little things in there. I'm telling you,
listen to me. Zlul makes my head. I don't want a self-esteem issue because of this company. I refuse to have it. And it's giving me glasses that are sitting askew on my head. My head is not crooked. I take offense to that. Don't say a word. My head is not crooked. And I keep having to go to Lens Crafters. And Lens Crafters affirmed that these glasses are askew. And they have tried to do it twice, or have done it twice, and it has gotten better. But they said that, I don't know, whatever this stuff they go in the back room with your glasses and like put it in this stuff that I guess heats it up with a mineral, or I don't know what it is. And they're like, we can only do it so much before we like could like damage them then. And I'm like, well, and so I messaged.
You shouldn't care. That's why you buy them at Zlul, because they're like 60. They're like 60.
You know I care. Whatever. I'm super vain. You know I'm vain.
Oh, my problem. It's operator error.
It is not operator error. My ears are equidistant on either side. I'm measured in everything. I don't need to have Zlul tell me something's wrong with my head. I got enough other issues with my body.
Okay. Pretty boy. With the perfect ears.
I got all other kinds of issues. All
I'm saying is,
don't talk about my ears.
He's gonna start wearing earmuffs.
My father would be like,
headphones.
Certain things I would wear once in a while. He'd be like, your ears are sticking out. You look like a taxi cab left the doors open. I'm like, thank you, Dad. That was
Dad.
Yes, Rachel fixed it. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, David, Nikki. Oh my goodness, so many people. Oh my gosh, thank you. Good to see everybody. I don't have the same access.
It's like romper room. It's like romper room.
So, should we talk about technology? By the way, we are blaming our executive producer, our real executive producer, for the
talent. Snafu. He's fired.
Tech. He is fired. The difficulty in copy and paste is real, everyone. Just so you know.
It's hard. It's hard.
And so, Jamie, if you're here, come on, comment. Come on. The but
Tech transformation. I just want to throw up every time I see tech transformation. Give me a break. Stop it.
I got all kinds of comments on this. I want to say premise one, though, is I know we need technology. We're not saying that. But you and I attended some soirees for multiple days last year, as an example, especially in the fall. And there were so many signs for technology-based companies, SaaS-related platforms, that they all went to Kinko's or whatever place they could go to and got themselves
Kinko's hasn't existed since 1970. They all went to Rico.
First of all, Kinko's is a great brand name. I don't know why you'd get rid of that name. Bring it back. FedEx, bring it back. Nobody wants to go to FedEx printing. What? And they all bought the stickers to slap on to their booth that said AI, right? Generative AI or this AI. And they were absolutely stickers popped on to what they already had.
Automation live here. No. Some of this stuff don't need to be automated. For one.
Yeah. I don't know that the hype around that is.
Hey, what's the cost? Like, we have to look at the cost of automation. What's happening within your, like, especially somebody accused me of not writing a whole letter because I went and I customized a real letter and I took the time to write it and told me that it was a robot. Like, if that's the reality, like, if you do good work, people are going to think it's automated anyway.
And that's when, what do I have to do to sort of identify that it's from me? Should I put at the end, with gratitude, and I'll cut you, Jackie?
Right. Did I use too many big words?
Right,
I don't know. Right. I was trying to seem cool.
Right. Thanks for your time, and don't ever bother me again, John.
Yeah. And I CC'd, Rachel's on there because I CC'd Rachel and I was like, I'm just letting her know that people are going to think that we'll go back to the thank you we received your resume. We'll stay in touch. Right. But that's one of them. And the other thing is, like, we're supposed to be looking at technology to actually help us do the tasks that we have on a day-to-day basis. I don't know if they're all doing that.
I don't know if I think that we really get enamored with hype.
Yeah.
We want to be able to say we're involved with the latest and greatest. You know what I mean? Like, we're a company that's on the cutting edge. And so we're involved with the latest and greatest software and that sort of stuff. And I have to tell you, because especially with some of the client work that we get involved with, you're like, that you're paying for this stuff and you're not using it. Yeah, but we have it. And so our people love knowing that. What does that even mean? They love knowing you have it, but you don't use it. Wouldn't they catch on to that pretty quickly, that you're bragging about something that we're not even using? I literally have people who are paying for, even in simple stuff, like in payroll, timekeeping components of, like, geolocation. They can, if they're remote workers that are going to job sites, they can clock in as soon as they get to a site. We have geolocation connected. I'm like, that's awesome. Are you using it? No, that we still haven't fill out paper timesheets and scan them into us, but we have it when we're ready to activate it. Well, that doesn't make you, technologically astute that you have it but don't use it. It's crazy.
But Clay did what was interesting. Clay applied for a job and had an interview with a chatbot.
Well, and how did that go? Because I've got some.
They were kind of freaked out by it, and then, like, was paranoid.
Was it video or was it telephonic? Video or telephonic?
It was telephonic.
Okay.
And was, like, nervous about it because it wasn't clear what they were going to do with it.
Yep. And you're right.
I'm yawning. Look at me.
Look at y'all. Jackie's bored with the whole thing.
Blah, blah.
Some of you don't remember. I want to say 2019, and Jackie, you may remember this and correct me. I want to say 2019. Amazon made a commitment to hire 10,000 people without ever having human interaction.
That's
The,
right.
the human interaction started on post acceptance of offer. Then
That's
they
right.
got to talk to a real, but the whole interview process, all the assessments, everything was automated. They committed to 10,000 and they did it. But then they backed down from that program. They didn't feel like it represented them well.
I bet you. I bet you the chat bot was nervous, terrified.
It's like Max
Um,
Max Headroom. That's all you see is
the thing is, it's like there has to be some kind of interaction. I have questions. Like
yeah,
I'm as a candidate, I have questions. But I also saw I was playing around, um, looking at the different updates and because I love ChatGPT. I love playing around with ChatGPT for real. Like with recipes and that like there's all these new GPTs. If you're not really sure, there's all these new like mini automated tasks. They're supposed to understand and learn it a little bit better. And they're horrible. They're supposed to come up with graphics and they can't spell things. I had one that was like make an infographic, which and they were just I wish I could show you. They were really funny because they're bad. I did one for us for Golden Girls, and we had like three hands, and we had
oh
extra like it
yeah.
just cannot.
Well, three
And
hands.
the
That
age
actually is accurate,
discrimination
though.
is real. Like it cannot make a person look
It,
mature.
three hands is actually accurate for us because I realized when I looked at that, I was like, "That's Robin," because there's a drink and a cigarette, and
Yeah. And like a whole
the
roasted
other hand
belly.
is being, grabbing a
Oh,
nacho or something. Like she's a multitasker. She's a multitasker.
a nacho. A nacho. And it's just bad. I don't know what these new tools are coming out with. Nobody's trying to solve. It's like it's technology for technology's sake, and now they're not solving
Yes,
problems.
yes, yeah. I have. So some of you know, actually, I don't know if everybody knows, right? So am an investor and advisor in a company called Mavi, which is a well-being platform. It's a fabulous platform. Really encourage you. Of course I do because I'm biased. But
Right.
I've got other well-being platforms that are like, let's partner together. And I'm like, but how? How would we partner when we're kind of doing some of the same things? We can get to more of the market share. Well, that sounds like a merger or an acquisition. I
Right.
don't know why I would
Yeah.
partner with you to we've got to get our technology into the hands of people. Okay, I want my technology in the hands of people.
Right.
Why would I bring yours in with me? And it's like, yeah, but we want to cause a buzz. There we go. There it is.
Ooh,
We want to
love
cause a
that.
buzz around well-being. First of all, if your well-being is buzzing, that could be your pacemaker. So it's the
That's
first thing to
right.
pay
That
attention
should be a concern.
to. So,
I'm a little bit concerned.
so let me reset it. But the idea of we don't even know what to do as far as distribution of the tech. We think that I'm just going to do some social media. I'm going to do a PR release. I'm going to do I'm going to show up for a year at all of the tech conferences. And look, you and I, if we really thought about it, I guarantee you, Jackie and I could come up with 25 to 30 tech companies that were all over the place 2 years ago that aren't darkening the doors of any conference right now, right? I'm
No,
not. I
yeah,
mean,
I
we,
agree.
we
I
really
totally
thought
agree
about
with
that.
you. And the other thing is like I think there's innovation there, but I can't really pull it out. Mental health and wellness tech, um, brain power, logic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, I really struggle with the mental health check with the thought that you think you're doing something without digging into it and giving it all to the technology. Maybe I'm just old school, but that kind of freaks me out.
There's something responsive, human to human, that's really important as well. I think we're not there yet, but I don't think we're at the level with AI where there's really empathetic response, genuine, received genuine empathetic response that knows how to ask follow-up questions that are as intuitive as we might need them to be. Because there are times, and you and I both know this, especially, and those of you listening who have an HR background, there are times that people will answer your question, for instance, in an investigation. and the words that they answer with, you understand. But the manner with which they are delivering those words
Right.
is telling you something else or is
Like,
leading
yeah,
you to something else,
like
right?
employee experience technology. You need to know what's going on. What are
And
they saying? What are they not saying? And how are they saying it? Is
how are
key.
they saying it? Yes. And I don't think we're there yet. And I know we're going to get a whole lot of ats from some of our friends in the tech space. We're not belittling you when we're saying this. We just don't think that we're there
I don't
yet.
know
That
if it's
hype
innovative.
isn't
I
there.
just think, I mean, and we all have to have a first day,
Yeah.
but I just, like we have all this technology so we can do more stuff. So what are you doing? Like, I just want to know what you're trying to do.
And that's where I think if those of you who are running tech related shows, conferences, I would love for there to be a much more interactive workspace with
You
these
think we
tech
need it?
products, right? Rather than stop by their booth as you're walking by and see what they can do. I can't really do that in aisle 6,000 of 7,500 and stand there with 2,500 other people all around me who are half drunk, and you want me to kind of have an interactive experience with the tech and the problem that they're trying to solve. That's a really hard way to do it. So I know that we have options at some of these conferences, as an example, where a tech company will present a little more formally. They'll do it in a room and they walk you through their platform, but it's not interactive.
No.
It's I'm watching a show of what their tech. I think we need to kind of get in there and be able to and to ideate with people to say, well, how come you didn't go from here to here in that thought process of what you're trying to solve for? Or how do you think this is going to connect with what I have already in-house that I'm not going to get rid of? Well, we're not quite there yet. We have to do that. Like, that kind of stuff is helpful for me to know. I'm not mad if you're not ready yet. That's not the point.
Like those
It's that I know
museums,
what I'm
like the
walking into.
kiosks where I can go play with it, the
Yeah.
interactive where I can go see what it is. And it would almost be cool because you could see, like, how are people using it without getting the instructions? I'm
Yes.
seeing where people are going a more natural progression, because a lot of these companies that are developing it used to be somebody owned like an HR company that was responsible for payroll that was doing poorly. So then they want to automate something within payroll, and it's some payroll specialist. Now you have technologists introducing problems and solving them that we didn't even know that we had, which then becomes a standard, right? Now
Yes.
everybody has to solve this problem that nobody was trying to solve before with technology that nobody's been able to use it, that doesn't integrate because they weren't using anything from the existing infrastructure of technology, and you have to have it too.
100%. And that's about asking good questions on our part. And I think that's part of the education, right? Is like, have your questions ready to go on some of these things when you go in. Ask about integrations. Ask about what you don't yet do. I can't tell you, there are some payroll platforms. I'm not gonna allude to the one I'm thinking of.
No.
I can't. I get in big trouble. So I'm not going to allude to the one that I'm thinking of. But there are payroll platforms out there that don't actually do a whole lot of things you've gotten used to payroll platforms doing. And so you're like, oh, this is beautiful. I love it, and it's cheaper, and I feel like our people, can access it better. And then you do it, and you're like, well, wait, you don't do the garnish checks directly
That's what I was
to
about to
the
say. Understand, a lot of these payroll companies don't actually do payroll.
right. And a lot of them don't own their software. It's white labeled from something else. And honestly, I can't tell you how many times a client will be like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, that's white labeled this, or it's white labeled that. And they're like, it's not theirs. I'm like, right. That's why they can't do any customization for you, because they don't own the software.
Right.
They don't own the software. So did you know that when you vetted them? No, I didn't ask that. This is the kind of stuff like that's up to us to ask good questions on, because if we don't, it's not like they're going to say, let me give you the top 10 list of all the things we're failing in currently.
And they're
I didn't see
failing
that.
fast.
I don't see a Kinko
Automate
sticker
it
for
and
that.
break it with no interaction. We can break your whole system.
Kinko sticker up. Ask me where we're failing.
Kinko. Again, we're back at the Kinkos.
I loved Kinkos. I feel some sort of way about Kinkos. I just want to. I spent a lot.
I can't not remember going in, getting resume paper.
Yes.
And printing resumes and having resume folders.
Oh,
somebody has them. They have to be
with
the
those
Smithsonian.
linen stock.
Yes.
Oh, so beautiful. And you were like, I'm going to get this job with this resume.
Like this one had a gold line under my name.
I always think about like Legally Blonde when she like has her resume and she like it's got a perfume scent to it as well. It's pink and they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's lovely. We don't have that anymore. I miss that. You put your nose up to your screen. They don't
meet people anymore either.
You look at that resume in your applicant tracking system and try to smell it. You can get real close to that screen.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
But I feel like, people aren't even asking about what they're doing. The question is this AI enabled?
Dan said, put it in your Padfolio. I totally remember the Padfolios.
I think I have a Padfolio.
Remember, everybody was giving those out at conferences. And I mean, like, if you were loved, you got a Padfolio.
I'm pretty sure I have a Padfolio somewhere around here.
I won't get rid of them. I'm the worst with that kind of stuff. I feel some sort of way about stationery. I love stationery.
I'm eating a cracker, and I am so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Should we tell everybody how far along you are? What are we telling people?
Will be. Uh-oh. Jackie's got morning sickness.
Uh-oh. Let's start a rumor. Uh-oh.
I saw Jackie eating crackers. You know what that means.
Jackie's eating crackers. Todd's not home. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm putting those away. Okay.
I want to ask a question though, because I'm really going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You work for a tech company. I don't know if people know this.
Yeah.
Do you address or are you aware, because it's not really your responsibility, are you aware of the ways in which your organization addresses the practical versus the hype
I mean, the thing that's really cool at Textio is that we're creating a product.
Yeah.
Right. So we're doing really some cool stuff and looking at the stuff that's actually needed from like real processes. So I feel like it's coming out of something bigger with, because our mission is to change the world. So
easy.
What pieces do we need? Yeah, easy peasy. That's all it takes. One piece of our software. Done.
That's it. Plus really good resume paper and really good resume paper.
And resume paper. But I feel like one of the things that is, something that's good about this is going in and looking at the challenges that people are having in work and solving actual problems that you can point to. That are problems that nobody knew that we didn't know how to solve. Namely, right now with feedback. I am not kidding you when I look at this particular tool, and one thing that we were working on was insult technology during performance reviews.
Oh my gosh, I could write that.
On my own personal.
I mean,
but you would people have never been able to solve. And the thing is that people don't like to admit, HR, we have these performance reviews. We're happy to see that they were done.
Yes.
Without going in and looking to see what was actually told.
1,000%.
Everybody knows what they're doing now, right?
Because you go on your tech platform and you see all the green checks that they're all completed.
Yeah, that's all I know is that they're done.
Yes.
And if you spot check, the 5 I looked at looked good. I know there's 3,500 people here, but the 5 I looked at seemed to be okay.
It's all right. I checked my problem children. I love that. I checked my problem children and theirs are done. I don't worry about everybody else because I know they're doing it. Oh, okay. That sounds like it's a great learning environment, because we make assumptions that poor little Jimmy, who got promoted this year to a supervisory or management role, that little Jimmy knows how to do feedback. And so
Listen, they don't
I
know
know.
how to do feedback. Here's the thing that's really, and listen, HR's never getting any breaks. So my executive producer comes home and he said he was pulled into the office, scared. He got pulled into the office because they dropped something off for him. He works at the Waco Independent School
Oh,
District.
I thought it was like a dark office and someone inappropriately
No,
pulled
no,
it.
no.
Oh,
He works for the Waco Independent School District and he got a 5-year pin, which is so cute and lovely, right?
it's so cute. I'm sure
And
he
he's
loved
like,
that.
"Oh,
I'm
it's
sure he
real
loves
gold.
that.
It's real." He goes, "It's real gold." And my sister goes, "It's real gold." He was like, "Absolutely no, it's not real gold." It was just so funny that
It's gold
it's
plated.
like they don't realize like it's a big deal. It's nice.
Yeah.
Like, and I always say, but people complain about the pizza parties. Like, let them not give you your 5-year pin, and you will
Right?
go ape.
Right. It's
Absolutely
so
fine.
funny. Kathy is 20 years for the Ann Taylor organization this year. 20 years that she
She
has
waiting for her
worked on it.
pin.
So they don't do pins. They do every 5 years, they give you a catalog, online, and you pick your gift kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And listen, they do all right. She's got a Tiffany bracelet and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Right. And so 20 years, what did they say at the end of last year? We're going to be doing away with our recognition. She's like, I got 20 years next year. You better not be getting rid of that recognition thing.
I want my glass set.
I want all the things.
And I am that leather lounge chair.
Right. And I said, hun, like, what if they just give you cash instead? She's like, no, I want to look in the book, which was, it's online, but I want to look through it all and see what I want. I'm like, it's just to your point. Like, that stuff still matters to to people. I'm going to talk about pizza because you said that.
The pizza party.
Somebody who's here, remind me. I want to say it was a soccer game. It was like an MLS soccer game, I think, or it was either that or NHL. I'm sorry that I can't remember which. That a team won the game and they didn't. The coach said, because I guess they were underdogs, and the coach said, if you win the game, I'm going to give you a pizza party. They won the game because they wanted the pizza party. The team wanted the pizza party. These people are professional athletes. They want the pizza party.
Right.
You can't tech platform that. They want the pizza delivered. No Zoom pizza. They don't want fake stuff. They want real.
The pizza party. It is difficult in trying to put these things together. And it's hard because they also want the technology and the automation and everything else that you have going on.
Yes.
And it's hard because we're getting further away from understanding people. I'm sorry. I mean, there isn't loyalty anymore. If you go past 5 years, the recommendation is so different. There's no company people anymore.
Nope.
And so nobody has been able to figure it out.
Well, and I think you also have the influence, and again, this is technological. You have the influence of what we were terming the gig economy. I think it's kind of cooled. I think it's more adopted at this point. It's not that we're looking at it as a separate entity, but this idea of people being very comfortable not being your employee, but participating in gigs to support your organization.
That's
right? So they're not interested in being aligned to you as an employee for that long term. And they find a lot of flexibility in being a contractor for you. They create their own hours because you can't tell them their hours. That sounds and smells like an employee, and all, they're happy to have that flexibility. Work in your tech platforms when they need to, when they can, if it's in the evening, whatever it is, because we've really built economy that way. Now, you all have heard me say this before, but my eldest, Frankie, is the bomb diggity on TikTok now, and tens of thousands of followers.
What?
Stupid.
For
Stupid.
Frankie?
Frankie.
For baby Frankie?
Stupid. At last I looked, it was over 60,000. So I have stopped. I'm not kidding. And so my man is now in a position. He gets this gig with TikTok. They pay for streaming gaming and video content creation. Agencies reaching out to him, paying him for stuff. Products being sent to our house. to our house. Look, y'all, I live in Florida. A big box showed up the other day. What's the return address? TikTok. My house is under surveillance because stuff's coming from China. You know that's happening. And so like, can you opening it up? These are sponsoring organizations that want you to use our platform to promote their stuff. They'll send you X amount of dollars for the videos that you're doing. Why would anyone who again has some basic skill set that can be comfortable with these kinds of tech platforms not look at that as a viable option? Because I'm going to do it as a gig. I'm a contractor. I create my own content when I want to create it, how I want to create it. I'm not answering to anybody else. That's really hard to tell that person. And by the way, y'all, Frankie's 24. That's hard to tell somebody who's doing all that to say, now come and sit in this cubicle.
That's right.
For 8 hours and do all this in a computer. Or even if you're like, well, we're really hip, we let you work from home. Okay, sit at your desk at home for 8 hours.
Fill this form out. Do this thing.
Yep. He's like, mm-mm. Now Frankie works for me part-time because it amuses him. He don't have to. It amuses him.
It amuses me.
It's hilarious. But like, those are a lot of the workers that are out there, quite frankly. And when they look at tech, we think we're big stuff because you can see your pay stubs from your phone, and we're like, woohoo, look at us.
And they're using it against you. How about like, I think everybody needs to expect when you're doing your organization's like performance reviews that they're being recorded on your Zoom.
Yeah.
That you
know, it's so funny you say this, though. I want to make sure we point this out because we had this issue last week. I didn't tell you this. I forgot. We had an employee record. Yep, exactly that. But she didn't let anybody know, and she did it in a state that is all party. And this particular state, when you don't tell them and you record, it's a criminal offense.
What? Because in Texas you can whatever you want.
Yeah.
What? Tell me this again.
Criminal offense. You got to look at your state rules. And by the way, it's based on where they are. So if they work remotely, your company may be in a state where it's one party. It doesn't matter. But if they record from where they are at the situs of work, and it's a state where it's illegal, it's every party or two party, and you have to disclose and they record. Some states, it's not just like you did wrong. It's a criminal offense. So now this person recorded thinking they were going to try to get their company in trouble, and the company turns around and says, we filed a police report. They'll be stopping by your home later today.
No. How's that technology? Put that on TikTok.
Right. So, but I want to make sure I say that because people get emboldened. They, that video we talked about a few weeks ago or what have you, like, they're like, yeah, I'm going to record everything. You better know where you live.
That's right. And training isn't enough. Listen,
right.
You have no idea. I saw something. They were like, look, what's wrong with your performance review? Just wear the jeans. And I was like, hold up. Wait, what? I was like reading something on Instagram. Like it was an Instagram video. And they were just kind of making fun of people getting these reviews, and the different generations at work. And you have to prepare yourself to know what people are looking for, right? You do have to put those things together, and we have not kept up with people, let alone the ability to have to justify the automation just because people are having it. Because you have to look at it. Yeah, we're going to do this faster. At what cost?
At what cost? And honestly, what are the results going to show you? Like, is it either A, worth it? Whatever the results are, what are they going to tell you, and is it worth it? 2, are they actionable results? Is it, or is it just like, I'm curious?
Right.
Because sometimes we make decisions because of our curiosity, which is fine to a degree, but from a business case standpoint, I don't know that we should be spending some of the money that we're spending on technology that's really just about our curiosity.
Right.
Like, it's got to be actionable. I'm going to get grief. The whole annual engagement survey thing, y'all. I can't.
Why?
it needs to be part of something else. If I ask my executive producer who lives with me once a year, how you think I'm doing? I mean, am I right? If you said to
Happy a break, I'll answer for her.
oh, she already, I don't have to ask her. She does, we do a sentiment survey in our house. Every day I get an eval. Was today a good day? Yes, no.
And an invoice, just a circle.
No.
Smile, sad.
No. That one day a year where we release this thing, we're like, okay, we're going to base a whole year's worth of decisions on this one day. Things change for people.
And who was here? It was like, was Fred still here then?
Right.
Oh, yeah. This could have been because Fred was here.
I'm a fan of sentiment survey. You want to use technology well, make it simple. You want to have hype around tech, make it something that is actionable. Every day before you clock out. I might ask
you. Lots of words. Pizza. You got a pizza clog.
It's because I said Kinko's. I'm obsessed now that,
I'm obsessed.
Have your if you clock out, if you have hourly employees or non-exempt employees and they're clocking out every day, literally, was today a good day? Yes, no.
Like they have at the airport in the bathrooms.
Yes.
Press the button.
Yes. Don't touch that button unless you have a paper towel though between it, because now everybody's washing their hands in the airport. That is infuriating. I cannot tell you how many men go in, use the restroom, and leave. I watch, and I'm like,
touch that thing, and that's disgusting.
And they don't wash their hands. I'm like, how are you in a public bathroom in the airport and not washing your hands when you're leaving? I don't understand. I don't. I'm at the point, I'm going to be that guy that gets videoed. I'm getting close to being the guy that grabs people and is like, hey, I think you forgot to wash your hands. Can you come back and wash your hands, please? I think you forgot.
By the way, my team uses Lattice. If y'all are curious, we just launched Textio for Lattice. If you're interested, let me know. I'll send you a thing. There's a trial. Do you have Lattice? There's a
we don't, but we have clients. Yep. I'm familiar with Lattice.
Send it to you to see for Textio for the.
Just saying, Lattice. We could probably use some mugs for Buffers Coffee. Lattice. We probably
seek out a new. I need it updated. This is no longer their logo. I think
Lattice should have some boxes on our way. Just saying.
Lattice and Lattice.
Come on.
Rhymes. Oh no, Nikki! Now we can't ignore it. Employee Appreciation Day tomorrow.
Here's the technology hype right there. Here we go. It's true. For Employee Appreciation Day, we're going to do. I want to tell you something. I did this for Valentine's Day this year, and I've used this product before. Sugar Wish? Did you ever use that? I love
Sugar Wish.
I love Sugar Wish. It's tech in the sense that it delivers a customized logoed message from your organization with a note from I write a note and everybody gets it and they pick things that they want. I'm not mandating. This is how you must observe what I believe, your appreciation day should be. Everyone is going to get this. Now, I know that you can't always do that, but think of a product at least where they could pick from a couple of things, right? The idea of then getting something where you can be like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I picked this and this. I'm going to tell you something culturally, trying to think through options for Employee Appreciation Day or any other kinds of recognition where someone can pick something that means something to them or that they enjoy. Culturally, especially in a distributed workforce, people share. And they're like putting pictures up on Slack or Teams of like, here's the thing I got from Sugar Wish. Look at what I got. And that winds up influencing like, oh my gosh, next time I'm going to make a note. I want to try that. Tell me how it is. And now you have your staff are talking to one another about things that are not, this is why you suck at your job. It's really getting to know people, right? Because
everybody loves the Pride candle. I don't know why everybody loves the Pride candle. The smell, the size, the brand. Everybody loves the Pride candle, and they get excited about the Pride candle.
I ordered from Sugar Wish they have their version of the Awesome Blossom sauce, with the blue onion, Awesome Blossom type sauces. They have them now at Sugar Wish where they have some dips, and they had one that's that. I want to dive into this jar.
Awesome Blossom. In case y'all don't know, That's at Outback Steakhouse for the
Yes.
Awesome Blossom or
And
the
anybody
Bloomin'
wants to
Onion.
take me there, I'm in
Bloomin'
Florida.
Onion.
4 o'clock. I'm happy to go to dinner with you. 4 o'clock at Outback. Just let me know. I'm in Florida. All the people are there at 4 o'clock. Everybody's there
That's
for
right.
the early dinner.
That's right. That's
But
right.
but Nikki, that's the kind of stuff where I think creativity in tech access is worth the hype. That's really cool. It's an individualized experience, but distributed in a group way. That's, to me, that makes sense, right? Those kinds of products.
I just feel like, technology is not going to solve everything that we haven't gotten back to solve. And if you're a bad manager, you're going to be a
Say
bad
that again.
manager with or without technology.
Say it
You're just going to
again.
be bad faster.
You're gonna suck quicker. Congratulations.
Quicker. People will know your inabilities daily, automated, quick.
What you, oh my gosh. If you're buying tech, right? Because we have a problem with our timekeeping. And so because I'm going to get a system where we now have electronic timekeeping, it's all going to be better. What are the issues with timekeeping currently? Well, it's on paper. Okay. And what
More.
else happens? The managers adjust the time on the timesheets, which, let's talk about that. They adjust that because they know that Jimmy didn't work until 5:15. He only worked till 5. So I readjust on the paper the timesheet that gets sent over. You don't think they're going to go into the technology and readjust the timesheet that's electronic when they have permission to do so?
Right.
That's not, the behavior isn't going to change because of technology. They just have a different way to do it. So you're not solving for what you think you're solving for, right? You're so true. If the problem is systemic, whether it's on paper or technology or whatever, it's going to still happen unless you address what has to be addressed.
Right.
I
I just don't feel like
fascinated by how many people buy tech that doesn't actually fix what it is that they need fixed.
because I don't know what the problem is.
Right?
It's like, why is this happening? And I think a lot of it goes back to that sentiment. And I don't understand. I don't. It will be interesting because now, like, the recommendation is like, don't stay longer than 5 years max at an organization. So you have no loyalty anymore. So you don't have
Why
that
are we
thing. So
saying that? Why?
I don't know. That's the
I've been
latest.
I've been at my company for 12 years almost.
It's your company.
I know, but I can hate it and get rid of
I've
it.
been there for 5 years.
Oh, you got to go.
I'm pretty sure I'm still in your
You are.
system. I still
Yes.
have an email.
You have everything.
That's my retirement plan. It's my retirement plan. I'm gonna go
Oh
on
my
Teams
gosh, get in
today.
line. I just had
Should
to
I
hear
get
this.
on Teams tomorrow for employee appreciation? It's my once a year.
I mean, I got this. Everybody's retirement plan out. People
Did y'all
haven't
see
seen
him
that.
roll his eyes at me?
No,
Do
you
I get
get
my
nothing.
sugar wish tomorrow?
You get nothing. I already did sugar. I did Sugar Wish for Valentine's Day. So, and it was so sweet. It was like these heart cards from Humoriso, and it was super sweet. They do a lovely job. I'm serious, y'all. If you want to know about it, message me. I'll get you connected to Jennifer at Sugar Wish. She will do the hookup. It's easy and awesome. But I mean, I will say, first of all, I can't be everyone's retirement plan. Please don't at me. I'm not interested. Steve Brown is like, as soon as I retire here, I'm coming over there. Nobody invited you. I don't.
That is the best friend on stage.
I know nobody wants you. We got to go somewhere else. First of all, those shirts are hideous that he wears. I can't have that connected to my company. Horrific. He cannot come here. He stands at a conference, all 6, 7 of him, and he's
Do
like,
not talk
he's
about the lovely Steve Brown.
he is the hippie Statue of Liberty. Bring me your tired, your huddled
not.
masses yearning to be free. Follow the light of the shirt. Follow the light of the shirt. Come on. Oh,
I am horrified.
Yeah, that's why you're wetting your pants, because you know I'm saying the right. We need to talk about the next couple of weeks, because we are going to cause people lots of angst and issues. Lots.
Oh yeah, because next week No
We are not
Thursday.
on Thursday next week. We will be live on Friday
Boom,
instead
boom, boom, boom,
from
boom.
Austin,
Live from
Texas at
Austin.
TalentNet. At Talent.
Jamie, you reach out to him and tell him that
I mean,
I
what you
stood
mean? I
by
ain't
him.
scared of him. I'm not scared of him.
Listen,
First of
next
all,
week.
I ruined his. I have his wife's phone number. All I got to do is message Debbie and say, "Here's what he said," and it's over for him. So don't worry. I'm not scared.
Listen, next Thursday, no live online. We'll
No
be
live.
live from Austin on Friday at TalentNet.
Yes, we will be live from either the Yeti headquarters or across the street from the
Or a
Yeti
place
headquarters.
adjacent physically to the.
Yes,
So we'll be
one or the
there.
other. We will be there, so please join us for that. And then I don't know what's going to happen. The following week,
Yeah,
we also will be on a different day. Stay tuned for that. We'll either be Tuesday or Wednesday, the 12th or the 13th, live from Transform. At least half of us will be
Half of
live.
us.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that the other half will be under a table somewhere, not alive, but I just mean location wise.
That's right. That's right.
Jackie, wake up. Let's go.
I'll send you a recording. I could totally
So
do it.
we will be
right now.
at Transform. Yes. So we're broadcasting from there. If you are going to be at Transform, please put it in the chat here so that I can know who's going to be there. I will be for sure there. We're figuring Jackie out. I will be for sure there, and I will be broadcasting But First Coffee from the main floor at Transform in their like podcast area, you know, like the couches and stuff. So would love to have those of you who are there live, like join me there for it live, and we'll do like live comments as well as what we normally do in terms of the online comments. We'll
Which will be fun.
It'll be super fun. So next week when we're at TalentNet in Austin on Friday, we'll send everything out on Thursday to remind everybody it's the following day. But we want your comments while we're live at TalentNet as well, while we're on stage, because we're going to be responding live with a full audience in front of us as well. So the next couple of weeks are going to be a lot of live interaction as well in person, as well as those that are online. So it's going to be super fun. Yay, Nikki! Nikki will be there. So, the other thing, because you got me thinking about all this tech stuff this morning. You a problem. You creep in my head like this, and now for the next 3 hours while I'm trying to do other stuff, I'm going to keep thinking, well, what problem are we trying to solve for? What are we? If you really have had a good experience with a particular tech platform that has legitimately solved a problem in your organization, would you share that in here? Even if you're watching the show after the fact, would you add your comment to this? Because this could become a great episode for people to watch for choices. Yeah, we talked about Lattice. Sure. We talked about a couple other things. Like there are times where you know, Jackie and I will sit in the seat of privilege in the sense that we get to go to a lot of these conferences. We get to go to some of these startup areas and see these new tools that you know, there's only so many people that are there. Everyone doesn't necessarily know that there are these cool tools out there that really can be solving the problem. So if you're someone who has been connected to one and it has worked for you, share that, because that's going to be information for someone who may never have heard of a particular product before.
And I think that there's a lot of those things out there. And what do you think of it? I mean, do we need more technology? What's missing? It just feels like it's a...
We need a better dating app. Everyone that I'm using is not working out.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do.
Did I say that out loud? I totally didn't mean to say that out loud. First of all, Kathy, you know Kathy signs me up for these dating apps. She's the one who's like, please, dear God, go, go, go. Y'all, this has been fun. We love doing this every week. We do. We love doing this. Oh, yay. All right, Jacqueline, where's your mug? We got to clink. We're on time. You are all over the place.
I'm sorry.
Y'all have a good week. Clink.
Bye.
Love y'all. Bye.